Hi, I'm Isara David. I'm an Android developer. In this series of videos, I'll be sharing with you my knowledge and experience with Android development. I'll start with the basics, and over time, we'll get into more advanced topics. My goal here is to make these videos informative and approachable so that anyone can learn from them, regardless of their level of experience. So, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back, and we're going to be talking about Android Studio, the environment where we create our Android applications. Now, I'm just going to be elaborating on Android Studio a bit. Android Studio is the official IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Please note that. Now, Android Studio is the official IDE for developing Android apps. It's a powerful tool that provides developers with everything they need to create, test, and debug their applications. Android Studio includes features like intelligent code, editor, a visual layout editor, a built-in emulator for testing on different devices. It also provides access to the Android SDK. So in the previous video, I told you that SDK stands for Software Development Kit. So without further ado, let's go create our first Android project, our first Android application. So what we need to do first, we'll click on the new project. This is at the right top side of the screen. Now, if you look at the screen, we'll see a bunch of things like the empty activities, the basic view activities. Now, let me give you a definition of what activities are. Activity is just a fundamental component of an Android app. An activity is basically a single screen or a page within that app, within an app. For example, an activity could be a login screen, a setting screen, a game screen. An activity can be composed of several different user interface elements like button, text fields, images, and the rest. Activities can also respond to users' action, like clicking a button or tapping on the screen. So that's just what an activity is. So we're going to be using the empty views activity. We don't want anything on the screen. After choosing the activity that you want, then we click on next. Now, when we click on next, it will take us to where we name our application. Let's call this application my first app. My first app. And the language we choose Java. Remember, I told you that Java is what we're going to be doing throughout this course. If we go on further, I'll explain what this is all about when it comes to minimum SDK. If you look, you see your app runs on approximately 96.3% of devices. But let's finish. So we click on finish, and when we click on finish, it will build our project for us. So in this time, it will open our environment for us where we get to create our first Android application. So this is the integrated development environment where we'll be creating our first Android applications. If you look, you see on this area here, you see an activity main.xml. Now, let me explain what XML are. In Android Studio, in the context of Android development, XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XML is a markup language that is used to store and transfer data. In Android, XML is used to create the user interface for the application. The XML files describe the layout of the user interface, including the position and sizes of different elements like buttons and text fields. This allows developers to create a consistent and intuitive user experience across different devices. The XML is basically a markup language to create the user interface. So we'll end it from here. Stick with me in the next video. We'll properly create our Android application and you get to see cool things. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what your favorite part of this video was. Thank you, and we'll meet again.